Mayor of Oakland, Mayor Libby Schaaf here joining us with reaction. Mayor, we heard from the Oakland Police Chief, LaRon Armstrong, a little bit earlier, asking for calm no matter what the verdict was. As I mentioned, many of us kind of breathing a sigh of relief. What was your reaction to this verdict?
Oh, absolutely. The verdict of guilty on all charges gave me an overwhelming sense of relief, but followed by an overwhelming sense of sorrow. The fact that we had to even question whether the verdict could be what it was, the fact that someone who acting under state authority could commit such a heinous crime, it is something that we all need to contemplate and work to ensure never happens again.
I know that over there in Oakland, the police department, city council, everyone's kind of working to make sure that our cities here in the Bay Area are training our police officers correctly, are doing things to make sure that if someone is called to a situation where someone is having an overdose or drug use, that sort of thing, focusing a little bit more on mental health, which is an issue we definitely have here in the Bay Area. What are you all doing at this point? Where do those changes stand in Oakland?
Well, we are so committed to accelerating the launch of a non-police response unit called MACRO. And that would be an option for callers to have a response, a care-based response that does not involve police. We are focusing more and more on removing police from all sorts of activities that don't make sense for them, and to continue to strengthen our citizen-led accountability system. We are proud to have the strongest and most independent police commission that has power independent from the city in the hands of civilians. These are the types of reforms that I believe more and more cities will adopt, and we're looking to do more. And this is a conversation that will be very active, not just in Oakland, but throughout this country.
And, I've been speaking with lots of different people saying, we should have a blanket use of force policy when it comes to our police departments here across the country. As you mentioned, MACRO is something you guys have been working on now for quite some time. It wasn't it formed and you were kind of taking from other police departments, right? This is kind of a collective idea here?
Well, it was inspired by the Cahoots model in Oregon. Again, these are medics, crisis intervention professionals, non-police care-based professionals. But Oakland has also been changing many of its police policies, particularly around chases, which often lead to the use of force. In partnership with Stanford University, Dr. Jennifer Eberhardt, really looking at the impact of subconscious bias, racial bias, and correcting for it and creating situations where police are far more less likely to use force at all. That has been a practice in Oakland, and it has resulted in a tremendous decrease in use of force, particularly lethal force.
Okay. I know that over just the last couple of weeks, several businesses there in Oakland were looted, some damaged. Fires were set to several car dealerships. I know the Target was, several windows bashed in. That was all in reaction, or it all happened after a very peaceful protest that occurred following the Daunte Wright situation there in Minnesota. The police chief has asked for calm. I know that a lot of times when things like this happen and people are excited, they also will sometimes go out and do the wrong things that damage our businesses. What's your message to people in Oakland today following this guilty verdict of Derek Chauvin?
It is unfortunate that individuals who are intent on doing vandalism embed themselves in legitimate protests And I mean, last Friday, I know of 3 local businesses only in Oakland owned by women of color that were severely damaged. And so while the organizers of those protests were absolutely well-intentioned, the vast majority of the people there to exercise their, democracy-given right to free speech, we just have to be aware that there are people that are taking advantage of that with the intent to commit vandalism. I hope that in this moment, we need to have a national conversation about how to move forward from this moment. What are the dramatic transformations that are needed to our systems of justice, of safety, of protection? And that is a conversation that has to happen. We've learned to connect with one another throughout this country virtually, just like you and I are doing right now. And please watch my social media feeds. I am going to be promoting tonight conversations by thought leaders that are inviting people to talk about what next. Guilty verdict today. We still have a lot of justice work to do tomorrow.
Well, and to see the nation the way that that it did respond to that video of Derek Chauvin with his knee on George Floyd's neck, watching the way the nation responded, it was as if we all said, no, this is not who we are. And like you say, yes, the guilty verdict, it is a positive one for a lot of people. Of course, it is sad because there is still a life that was lost due to Derek Chauvin's knee. And so you're right. We need to have more conversations with one another to figure out, like you said, how we can stop these types of biases from happening when it comes to whether that's police work or just us in our everyday lives.
That's right. I hope that tonight people commit themselves to advancing their knowledge. And actually, Dr. Jennifer Everhart's book, Bias, is an amazing read. I recommend it highly and so relevant to this moment. And so that is what I hope we do this evening. That is what I'm going to be promoting. Let us all be in conversation about what next.
Mayor Libby Schaaf, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.